the amazing TV show for LGBT community from all around the world.
I'm from London, from England.
I am from Hawaii.
I'm originally from Dominican Republic.
I'm from sunny South Africa.
Sharing their journey of finding and identifying themselves.
And it can get very, very sad and lonely.
I got divorced. The first few years were really difficult.
Sharing regrets and happiness, empathy, and the connection of LGBT community for equality and love. Come out, step into the light.
Mingon,
Alishka,
welcome to the show. Come out, step into the light. Hi.
Hi again. You like my kitty cat?
Sure.
I've gotten a habit of sitting with it on my lap for some reason.
You needed that to cover your legs because they're too long.
No, actually I like to wear very short dresses and look very sexy, but apparently it's not TV.
Today, you will see your countryman.
Ah, you mean South African guy?
Yep.
Okay. So another South African. Are you ready for me to talk a lot?
I think.
Just stop me, please, and I will give you a chance to speak because when South African people meet, they just...
Don't dare to show up yourself. So welcome our guest. Hello. Hi. How are you?
I'm good, and how are you today?
Good. Good to see you.
I'm good.
Can you introduce something about yourself to the audiences?
My name is Rainier. I'm 25 years old, and I am from South Africa, from a town called Centurion in Pretoria, so it's like where the capital are.
Rich people.
Rich people.
Rich people.
Working in theater, you kind of get exposed to things that you did not get exposed to when being in a Afrikaans school in a small town and one of the first things I saw when we were busy rehearsing is naked guys running across the stage, like doing quick changes in between scenes, and I was like, it was like looking at a menu, like I want to eat you,
Like to see stuff of the boy. The rich people live there?
We just have a common idea that rich
Yes.
people come from that area.
A little joke amongst people that like Centurion is where all the rich la-di-da people lives, but it's not actually.
So, what do you do in Vietnam?
I am currently an English teacher in Vietnam.
teacher.
I've been living and working here for a little bit over 2 years now.
Have you learned any Vietnamese words?
The basics like hello, thank you. I can ask for my check when I go to restaurant, and like always, the swear words.
Such as?
No, I cannot say it like live on TV.
So why do you choose Vietnam to live?
It's actually a funny story. Before I moved to Vietnam, I was teaching English in Bangkok, in Thailand.
Oh, Thailand.
One of my friends was working here in Vietnam, so she sent me some information about the company she's working for. I came to visit her, and I fell in love with Ho Chi Minh City, and I was like, I want to move here. And yeah, that's how I ended up here.
I think I had the same story. I started in northeast Thailand. Where did you teach?
In Bangkok, like Bangkok itself, yeah.
I worked in a small place called Patum Ratchawongsa. Patum Ratchawongsa. Imagine, there was one 7-Eleven in that place.
One 7-Eleven?
One 7-Eleven, and it's one street. So, do you think Bangkok is better than Ho Chi Minh City?
It's different.
So smart, so smart.
There's things that I like better in Bangkok, the fact that there's like public transport that works, but it's not so easy to get around and do things in Bangkok. Like here in Ho Chi Minh, I have a motorbike, I can drive around, and so there's things that's different.
Pros and cons.
But you can see that the traffic in Ho Chi Minh City is so crazy, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is ridiculous. Whereas if you're in Thailand, you do see the traffic if you use taxis and stuff, but when you take the train and stuff, you don't really pay attention to how crazy traffic is. But here, on a daily basis, you get stuck in a traffic jam somewhere.
I find that if you leave at least an hour earlier than you're supposed to, then you can have a chilled time driving there.
Yeah.
Before we continue, I must compliment you on your eyebrows. You have amazing eyebrows. Any woman would be jealous of your eyebrows. Natural eyebrows.
On
Look at
point.
them.
Thank you. I do get a lot of compliments about my eyebrows. Everyone is always like, oh, no, it's fake. Like, no, it's real.
Whoa.
Didn't do anything to it.
I can only look at his eyebrows when I look at his face.
Alushka,
Sorry. Let's
focus on the story, okay? What subject did you study in the university?
University.
And why you decide to become an English teacher?
So I grew up in a very small town in the northern part of South Africa called Palabora.
Ooh, I don't even know that place.
Which is really close to the Kruger National Park, like it borders to the Kruger National Park.
Palaborva.
That one, I studied entertainment technology.
Oh.
Very fancy word.
Entertainment IT.
To be an
No,
entertainer. like-
yeah, basically. I studied theater and film for backstage.
Whoa.
Yes, so like I'm a makeup artist, I'm a costume designer, I'm a stage manager. And part of that, we also had to study 2 on-stage subjects, which I did singing and dancing
So,
backstage.
can you sing a part of your favorite song? Yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
Please.
Gonna join me?
If I know the song, I will.
I have so many favorite songs.
Who's your favorite
Choose one.
artist?
Blackpink, but I can't sing in Korean.
Like Kill This Love, right?
A lot of people say that I look like Lisa.
You do have Lisa's face. What do you want me to sing?
Beyonce.
Yeah, Beyonce.
Singing
To the
people-
left.
To
What's
the
that
left,
song?
to the left.
Yeah, irreplaceable. To the left, to the left.
In the-
Everything you own in a box to the left, in the closet. That's
That's
all
my
I
stuff. Yes, if I bought it, please don't touch. Keep
Keep
walking
talking.
and that's my. Could you walk
Something like
and
that.
talk at the same
This
time?
is his stage.
Okay, another one.
Maybe a Shawn Mendes song. What do we
Oh,
have?
Shawn
Mendes.
Mendes.
Who's
Do you
that?
like?
I know I can treat you better.
Yeah, that's him. That's him.
So you two sing together.
No.
And 3, 2, 1.
I know I can treat you better than he can, and any girl like you deserves a gentleman.
Nice.
Okay, back to your childhood. When did you realize that you are different from the other boys?
That is such a difficult question, though. I mean, you kind of know it growing up, but you always like press it down and kind of ignore it. But my mom used to tell me from very, very young age that I was always different. I was always in the house with a brush in my hand, performing and like in front of the mirror and doing, yes,
What?
exactly.
Yeah, I do the same stuff.
Doing crazy things. And I remember my mom had this this polka dot skirt that she always wore to work, and that was my favorite thing that I went to go get out of her closet to put on when I was performing.
You have any photos of that?
I do, but it's hidden
I
away.
have to see that photo.
So I was running around in the house and like on the kitchen table, and so I wasn't hiding it. After that, going into school, and primary school is like don't really know yourself yet. You start trying to find yourself. But I started like realizing something was really different when I went into high school, because I was the only boy who always did like the school concerts and like the cheerleading squad and dancing and singing and performing. That wasn't
Drama child.
that one. And especially being in a small town, it was kind of frowned upon. Like boys didn't really do that. If you didn't play rugby, then you're not a boy.
But that is a subject at your school, right?
It's a
subject.
So why weird?
In the beginning, like grade 8 and grade 9, it's compulsory. You have to do it. Everybody has to do
Yeah,
it.
so like you get forced to do it in grade 8 and 9, so no one can really say anything. But when you go to grade 10, you need to choose the subjects that you want to study in for your last 3 years of school.
3 years.
And then you can pick it as one of your main subjects, but that's when everyone just leaves it.
Yeah.
So that's when we were like, you're the only person who picks drama. Everyone is like
Everyone does business or technical drawings
or
something.
accounting or yeah.
That was my least favorite subject. I hate numbers. Anyway, so did you have any crushes or love stories or anything when you were in school?
No. I was that typical good boy. Didn't have any relationships in school. Zero, nothing. I didn't see anyone, didn't date anyone. I didn't go out to parties and like clubbing and drinking. And I went to school, studied, did all the things at school. I was very like hands-on with all the extracurriculum activities at school.
Oh, yeah.
So like when there was like a big sports days, I would be helping the teachers plan the sports days and preparing everything. And like one of my subjects in school was, what's the word? Cooking. But not just cooking. We
like a cooking class.
But not only cooking, like you study how to run a restaurant.
It is about
Hospitality studies.
Oh my
That's the
God.
word. Well done.
Wow.
So that was one of my subjects. So when there was big sports days, we usually had to go in really early on those mornings to go like cook breakfast for all the schools, the teachers to come and have breakfast. From grade 10, 11, 12, you would have like a prefects. Like, so that you'll have like a class leader and then you'll have a grade leader.
So you were a prefect?
Yes, I was.
Oh my God, I wished to be a prefect when I was in school, but I was too naughty.
You were the one I was trying to find that was like doing naughty things.
Only the cool kids were prefects. Prefects were elected by the other students and also by the teachers. So that means you were quite liked and popular in school.
I think it was mostly the teachers, not the other students. My mom and dad got divorced when I was, I think, 6 years old, so when I was still very young. So since I can remember, it's always just been me and my mom in the house growing up. So she always did whatever she can to support me and provide for me and yeah.
So you didn't have a father figure?
I did have a dad, but he wasn't as active in my life as I would want a dad to be. When I got to grade 9 in high school, it kind of got a little bit better, but then sadly he had a heart condition, so he passed away in grade 9.
I think South African people have that in common. Somehow all our parents or somehow a dad is missing or a mom is missing or something like that.
Yeah, it's a big thing in South Africa. And I feel that people in South Africa don't like if they're not happy anymore, they just get divorced. Like
so easy,
it's
right?
so easy. It's
should stick to the saying, if it's broken, don't replace it, but try to fix it.
Fix it. Yes,
Yeah.
that's a good thing to keep in mind. So my mom is a very strong person, and she always worked really hard. She was in the army, so I was like an army child.
Too strong, right?
But not like war combat. She was a nurse.
Sorry, but when you were in high school,
I think I knew, but I kind of
because you
denied it. You didn't want to be. Because growing up in a small town, you cannot be gay. Like, it's not allowed. Knowing that, I kind of like pressed it down. And I think that is also a part why I didn't really like have relationships.
So at that age, you have to pretend that you're straight.
Yes. At the end of grade 12, my mom got the opportunity to go work overseas. I'm living alone, so I can, find myself. And working in theater, you kind of get exposed to things that you did not get exposed to when being in a Afrikaans school in a small town. And one of the first things I saw when we were busy rehearsing is naked guys running across the stage, like doing quick changes in between scenes. And I was like,
how could you deal with that?
I like you.
It was like looking at a menu. Like, I want to eat you. I want to eat you. I can see this. I can see, I like this.
Like to see stuff of the boy.
No, not that.
You're making him shy. That's
Luckily, I have makeup on, so you can't see that I'm blushing. End of my second year of university, I started secretly going on dates with guys and Like no one knew about, my mom didn't know about it, my friends didn't know about it. And then done with university, I started working, my first paid job. I was working in a theater in Johannesburg, Monte Casino.
Ooh, that's
It's
a
a-
very nice place.
It's a really nice theater where a lot of musicals get put on in South Africa. And the one day I came down the stairs and I bumped into this really beautiful, gorgeous specimen of a man. And I knew, I was like, you're gay. Like, there's no hiding it anymore. Like, the feelings that just came with, like, you know, that moment and locking eyes with someone and be like, hello.
I love you. Love at first sight.
It was something like that. It kind of felt like that. And then we started having like little coffee dates in between the shows and like breaks and stuff. And
Just coffee?
yeah, just coffee. You need to remember, like I'm new to this. I've never been in relationships. I don't know how to date and you know,
Okay,
like so I started with coffee. I was-
Innocent.
Yes.
Innocent.
He's an innocent boy.
Yes.
You can get innocent South African people. Do not use me as an example, okay?
He was this beautiful dancer, like the body of a Greek god, and I was like, what do you see in, you know, like what do you see in this? Because at that stage I was a bit overweight. I was dating, we started dating, me and this guy. We were dating for like about 3 months and then he broke up.
But you guys do sing together before broke up?
Yeah, we did. We kissed and obviously we did some things like, you know, because experimenting first time being with a guy.
So that is your very first time, right?
First boyfriend.
First everything.
Not everything. I kissed that I
The
kissed.
one
The one
thing.
thing we didn't do it.
And that's holding hands.
Yes.
You didn't hold
We
hands.
did not hold hands. I was like, no, we're not doing this. Because my mom was working overseas, we have a really close relationship. We talk to each other like every day, sometimes like this. So my mom called me the day after we broke up and she could hear something in my voice that something was wrong. But I just, no, I'm fine, I'm just busy at work, all good, all good. And then the one night I was at work, we were preparing for our show to start. This was like an hour before we should like show starts. And I was just sad, like I was angry, I was sad, not because I broke up with my boyfriend, but because I was lying to my mom. That I couldn't tell my mom the truth. And one of the actors who was acting the show, Toby Kronia, I don't know if you know him.
Toby, he's quite famous.
Yes, he's a very big actor in South Africa. And we sat down and we spoke and he like said, you know, your mom probably knows already, just tell her, she doesn't care. So 40 minutes before showtime, I call my mom and I'm crying and she's like, what is wrong? I'm like, Mom, I need to tell you something. And she's like, what happened? She thought I was in an accident or something. I'm like, Mom, I'm gay. And there was like the silence for a couple of seconds and she's like, oh, I thought it was something worse. So, and then she's like, she kind of knew it, and I was like,
Brian?
Woman, why did you take me go through all of this if you knew? Like, why didn't you just say something?
Yeah, like why didn't you just tell me you know that I'm gay?
Yeah, like, you're gay, accept it, it's done now. The next morning, she called me, and I could hear she was rattled, because I was waiting for this to happen, and she was like, I couldn't sleep, and like, I feel that I did something wrong, and I was like, Mom, no, you didn't do anything wrong. It's nothing that you did. Like, you were the best mom ever. Like, you always did everything you can to support me and to help me. And so this is not on you. It's just me. And then my mom went and she asked me one question. And her question was, will you be able to have full sex with a man? And my answer was, yes. And we never spoke about it again. Yeah, so I mean, it was difficult for me to come out, but I had a good coming out story. Like my mom was really supportive and like she just was amazing. Like
Story. After your first love, who's next? Who's next?
So right after my first year of working in South Africa, for me it's not working, struggling to find a proper job. So I decided I'm gonna try something new and I'm gonna start teaching English in an Asian country like most South Africans do when they decide they want to run away.
Yeah.
100% true. If you want to run away, run to Asia
And go teach English.
and go teach English.
Or you broke up with your boyfriend, you go
that-
teach English.
Break up with your boyfriend, go teach English. If you're not happy, go to Asia, teach English.
Hey, why?
Literally, you find yourself. When you go away from South Africa, it's like you have this new adventure of
yeah.
you're going to have a new purpose.
Yeah.
So if I get upset with my life here, I move to Africa to teach Vietnamese and I open up my bright future there.
Yes, you can move to South Africa and you go, maybe you can open a real Vietnamese restaurant. Because people in South Africa don't know nothing about Vietnamese food.
Something we don't have is anything to do with technology fixing. Like if you have a broken phone or a broken laptop or broken anything,
IT sucks in South
yeah,
Africa.
IT sucks in South Africa. It's extremely expensive for the labor or from Asia.
Yeah.
And,
So you wait so long for something to get fixed. Like if your phone screen gets broken, you have to wait like a month and a half for them to fix your phone. Not like here, you just quickly
Yeah.
go onto the
Days.
street in District 1 and like get your phone fixed.
that, or you could, there's many things you can do in South Africa. Really
There's a
many.
lot. So yeah, if you want to find yourself, run away to South Africa. Just make sure you have a gun with you. You're going to need it. Okay. And then I moved to Vietnam. I met a guy here. I was in a relationship with him for about 7 months. I
Vietnamese
think.
guy?
Vietnamese guy, yes.
Ooh, flag.
But then we just kind of decided that we're not good for each other. It wasn't like the beginning was really sweet and really lovely and it was really nice and we just decided we're better off as friends. So I decided I'm gonna take this time and I'm gonna focus on me. Like I wanna be happy with myself. So it's been a year and 8 months now. I like it. I like being single and having time for myself and, focusing on me. But obviously there's this little piece of me that's like, you need to find a relationship. Like,
Yeah, I have the same thing. It's just like I want to focus on myself and improve my skills.
and at this stage, I feel like being in a relationship, it's like, now I need to go on a date. Now we need to do this. And I need to brush my teeth and do my hair. Like I can't
So
just...
lazy, right? Anushka, please.
Tuan, I just wanted to ask you one question.
Okay. A question for him. Compare the LGBT community in Vietnam and another country that you experience.
Is that the question you wanted to ask?
No, but let's continue.
Okay. I'm not very active in the the LGBT community and things. So I lived in Thailand for Bangkok for 6 months, so I can compare Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam with Thailand. Obviously in Bangkok, it's everywhere, and people don't try to hide it, or it's in your face. It's there. Being in District 1, central Ho Chi Minh City, I feel that it's a little bit more accepted. People are a little bit more open about being gay or being part of the LGBT community.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel if you go to some of the outer districts or to the smaller towns, it's still frowned upon. They're not out about it. They don't do anything. But Vietnam is still developing, and I can see it. I can feel that Ho Chi Minh is also developing and being more accepting towards the LGBT community.
So, do you have any future plan?
At this stage, I'm sticking in Vietnam. I mean, I love my life here, and I have a lifestyle here that I won't be able to have it back in South Africa. And I mean, if the right guy comes along, you never.
Oh yeah.
Who knows? If he drives a Porsche, even better.
Your mom ever come here and
Yes, she has been here 3 times already. She loves Vietnam. She loves it, and she was just here a couple of months ago, and we went to Phu Quoc for the first time, and so yeah, she loves it.
so do you have any message for LGBT community?
be happy with who you are, be you, and they will come around and they will accept it.
It's the end of our show, and thank you so much for coming. I had so much fun talking to you, as per usual with any South African.
Thank you for having me. It was so nice being here, and I wish we had more time.
We're so glad to have you today, and thanks for coming and sharing your stories.
Thank you.
So you can check out our TV show on the YouTube channel MCV Media and Come Out LGBT at 8 a.m. every Saturday.
So don't forget to like and subscribe our channel for more awesome videos. Now, thank you and see you later.